I'm gonna try to start off as chill as possible and not raise my cortisol levels while I talk to you. So, to put it simply, because maybe some of you guys didn't understand my last video, I feel like only one person actually watched it. Some of you are awake, and I'm telling you right now, if you're actually awake in this world, don't try to wake anybody up, dude. It is torture. So, this is the simplest way that I can tell you the truth. Reality is a mirror. And anything that you believe to be true will be true. If you believe that SR is going to heal your bones and your tendons and make you look younger, it will. If you believe that SR is going to attract women to you, if you believe that SR is going to give you a Kundalini awakening or give you money and good luck, if you think it's going to give you any benefits, it will give you those benefits. But that doesn't mean that SR holds intrinsic meaning or value. It's just a permission slip. It's like if I have a glass of water or a pill with nothing in it, and I think, well, every time I take this pill, every time I drink this water, then I receive these benefits. I get bitches, I get a glow, I get confidence. So you may be thinking, no, you're completely wrong, because I did semen retention and I got these benefits. And I would tell you, you got those benefits because you already knew those benefits were going to happen, and that's the reason that you did SR. So you already pre-paved, which is manifesting. Reality is a mirror. Literally, whatever you think is true, reality is going to show it back to you. So you already watched a bunch of videos, and then you did SR, or you read some shit on Reddit, and then you did SR, and you're like, this is what's going to happen to me. So then that's what happens to you. Now, there's a lot of good about SR, but there's things you need to understand. SR can be even more powerful than you're making it out to be. And SR can also be very detrimental if you're not conscious. That is my problem with semen retention. People tell you, if you relapse, and I've said this before, but I'm clearing the air. If you relapse, bad things are going to happen to you. So you're telling me the seed that God gave me with my dick out in the open, with my balls out in the open, that if I drop my seed off, something bad's going to happen to me. Doesn't that sound like fear-mongering? Doesn't that sound like spiritual woo-woo bullshit? Doesn't that go against the basis of reality, which is reality's a mirror? Doesn't that mean that SR and everything you believe about SR has to fall under the fact that reality is a mirror? If you don't believe that reality is a mirror, you're going to be lost forever, dude. You're just going to be swimming in bullshit for the rest of your life because you don't have the ability to question your beliefs. All of your beliefs are programmed, dude. Somebody else is programming you. So this is what I mean by it's complete bullshit. SR is bullshit. You want me to put it simply? SR is bullshit. You don't need to retain. You don't need to retain to get any benefit out of it. And I'm about to hit 240 days to show you that nothing fucking happens. Absolutely no benefit. Nothing. Now, I did experience the first 3 months of doing this, the first 4 months even of doing this, I experienced the placebo benefits. That's what you want to call it. The reason this happens is because you're manifesting it, and because once you do SR, your perception is skewed to observe the things that you are looking for. You're looking for these things in reality. You're looking for the stairs. You're getting them. You have used a permission slip to now vibrate in a different frequency that is attracting these things to you because you believe you deserve to have them. It's the key. That's how you manifest. If you believe that you deserve to have something, then you are telling yourself that you basically have it, that it's going to come into your experience. So SR is just a permission slip for you to think that you deserve these things. But somebody who's jerking off or having sex and nutting all the time can experience the same thing if they just told themselves, every time I nut, then these are the benefits I experience. I grow superpowers, my dick gets bigger, my fucking woman attraction is going crazy, I have super high confidence, all of this shit. Anything that you are supposed to retain is naturally already being retained. When you bleed, you have an intuitive feeling that it's bad. It's in your body, tucked away neatly for you to store your blood, to pump your heart. Your vital organs are all in a safe place, tucked underneath your fucking rib cage. Your brain is inside of your fucking skull. It's not out here unless you got a fucking tumor or some shit. It's not anywhere visible. Your cock and balls visible out in the open, 3 strokes, and now you turn into fucking NASA where you're just throwing rockets everywhere. Why would you have to retain in order to have the life that you want? I'm just trying to open your eyes here. I'm not telling you that retention is bad or retention is good. I'm just telling you to open your fucking eyes. Now, I know what all of you are going to say. You switched up, you lied to us, all this shit. The struggle that I've been understanding more and more, how does SR fit into my understanding of reality, which is the law of attraction is the most powerful law in the universe? SR cannot surpass the law of attraction. That would make no sense. That's like you taking such a minuscule subject and then saying that is more powerful than the greatest law in the universe. The law of attraction applies to all things, which is what I said in the last video, that in order for SR to work for you, you would have to understand that you're actually creating the benefits that happen to you on your journey because you're manifesting it. It's not something that happens to everybody. Some guy can retain his whole life. I've retained for almost 3 years straight. I was thinking about this today, and I got no benefits from it. From the moment that I've had my first boner, bro, from the moment that I was going through puberty to about 14 years old. It's like 3 years, bro, of straight retention. What the fuck? I would be Superman if everything was true that these motherfuckers are telling you, that if you retain, like, you're gonna have a Kundalini awakening, things are gonna, you know what's funny is these guys, they say things are gonna get better after 300 days. Bro, I click on bro's picture, bro looks like he's suffering, bro, in life. Like, anyway, I retained unconsciously when I was younger. Obviously, most of us did, right? Some of you guys have a porn problem. I never had a porn problem. I just had sex with women. That was just life. It's not a problem, you know? But most of you just have a porn problem. Now, that is a completely different story that we're going to talk about at a later time. That, I believe you should do SR for that because it is breaking a bad habit, just like anything else. Just like if you were addicted to alcohol or a drug, whatever. But in this time period, I didn't experience any benefits. I was just a young person going through adolescence, just saving up his life force and getting all these benefits. Yeah, right, dude. I was just playing basketball, playing sports, just hanging out with my friends, just doing regular young kid shit. And I was retaining the whole fucking time. Why didn't I become superhuman? And you could say, well, oh, it's because of your age. That's bullshit. I was literally retaining my semen because I was creating semen at that time. Now, you can argue that, oh, well, you weren't aware of what you were actually doing, so you weren't able to experience the benefits, right? That's my fucking point. The only reason that you're able to experience the benefits is because you manifest it. It's not real, dude. It's not like everybody holds in their nut and then they all experience the same thing. So, all these people telling you that if you relapse, that something bad's gonna happen to you, it's a form of mind control because there's a lot of layers to this. I'm actually very happy a lot of people retain, but it's turning into a religion and that's what I don't like, okay? Every video from now on is just going to continue to be more like this because I need you to understand that your problem isn't semen retention or porn or you relapsing. It's your mind. You have a fucked up mind. So that's what we need to fix. But we can't get into that right now. We have to cover the basics. These guys are fear-mongering you. Think about this. There's a group, it's basically a religion. There's a group of people who all believe the same thing. They need you to believe the same thing, because if you don't believe the same thing, then they are not going to have validation within their beliefs, because they need your validation. They need you to believe what they believe in order to feel like what they believe is actually true and valuable. This is how we can actually grow from all of this, is by testing it the fuck out, which I'm doing. For the past 150 days on this streak, I have experienced absolutely no benefits. I told you, the first 3 months I experienced those benefits. But after that, I said, you know what? All right, let's see what happens. I didn't say, oh, my woman attraction. If I did that, if I started getting excited and telling myself, oh, the woman attraction is going to get better, the confidence is going to get better, my dick's going to get even longer, all this stuff, right? All this beneficial stuff that's going to happen as a consequence of me retaining. If I told myself that, it would just be me manifesting that. Now, since I understand conscious creation, I've been doing this my whole fucking life, I understand that I would rather think about things that I actually want to manifest. A fucking crib, another crib, fucking a girl that I actually want, bro. Money, more money, even more money. Things like that. New car. You understand? Why the fuck would I just think, I'm going to go outside and because my balls are full, I'm going to get a bunch of stairs today? Pretty retarded, bro. Pretty fucking retarded. And that's what SR people do, because you are just observing what you're thinking about. So this guy commented, oh, he's on 300 days or something like that, and people are intimidated by him, right? Think about it this way. You are using SR as a permission slip to be intimidating. You are using SR as a permission slip to attract women. If you're attracting women now, and before when you weren't on SR, you weren't attracting women, I'm telling you right now, bro, you just allowed yourself to believe you could attract women. So now your reality is showing you that you can attract women. Some of you are going to have such a fucking hard time with this because you're too ingrained in your beliefs. You're thinking right now, SR is real though. SR is real. It's your life force. It's your fucking life force and you can't deplete it, bro. You're going to fucking die. That's a thought. That's a belief that has so much momentum. Question it. Look at your thoughts. Look at what you're actually thinking. And ask yourself, where is this coming from? Is this coming from me naturally because I believe it? Or is this some program that I've been told and now it has become the program that is running my mind and I can't not believe it because then I'm scared of what happens if I don't believe this? That is religion. If you follow a religion, you will be programmed. If you follow Semen Retention, even as a religion, you'll be programmed. I have nothing wrong with semen retention. I'm doing it myself for my very own reasons. But that doesn't mean I expect a benefit out of it. It has more to do with identity. It has more to do with the fact, why would I just want to sit and jerk my own dick off? It has more to do with the fact that, why the fuck would I just want to have sex with random thoughts? And if I do have sex, bro, I'm going to paint like Van Gogh. I'm going to turn into Picasso because you know what? Nothing bad is going to happen. And when that fucking happens, I will tell you guys what actually happened. I will tell you how I feel. I will tell you if I lost any benefits because there is no such thing. Reality is a mirror. It's just a fucking mirror. It's just responding to what you think it is. I could say every time I take a fucking dump, I get $100 million into my bank account. I could say every time I flick the fucking lights on, a new bitch comes into my house and tries to suck my dick. It's just a fucking placebo, bro. It's not real. You have been manifesting this whole time, but you're unconscious of it. That's why I think semen retention is very powerful at the same time. Because if you're conscious, now you can make it more powerful. Now you can say, I'm going to do semen retention. And when I do this, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to get $1 million. When I reach 60 days, I'm going to get $1 million. You're basically saying the same shit already. You're saying when I reach 60 days, I'm going to get woman attraction. Why not say something that's actually going to benefit your fucking life Instead of being a fucking retard in the YouTube comment section, why not just tell yourself, well, I'm gonna do, if you want to do semen retention that bad, you don't have to. You could just go watch the hub and jerk your dick off all day and say, every time I bust a nut, I get $1 million. Reality has to conform to your thoughts, not the other way around. You don't have to conform to reality because there is no fucking reality. You came into an already manifested world to develop what you want, like what you want to pick from it that's actually for you, and then you just manifest more of that, or you manifest on top of that. But it has nothing to do with there is intrinsic value in any of these things. There's no meaning to life. There's absolutely no meaning to retention. It doesn't matter if you're on day 0 or if you're on day 300. You're still manifesting your reality. Somebody who's on day 300 does not have more masculinity than someone who's on day 0. That's so retarded. Like, how would you think that if you're on day 0, that somehow you have more masculinity than someone on day 300? It's fucking verbal, mental masturbation of the fucking mind, dude. It's all society matrix programming. What's masculine? What's feminine? What's righteous? What's right? What's wrong? Bro, if we were in nature, we would be killing each other with no negative feelings about it. We would be stabbing each other in the fucking face, go home to our kids, and take a bite out of some dude's fucking head, bro. And have no problem, bro. Absolutely no problem. But society needs to be intact in order for all these psychopaths, which is really just us as humans, to not act out on our natural desires. That's another fucking conversation. But I don't like the fear mongering because it also is a way to keep you in control, and also you're validating these guys that want you to continue doing semen retention. You have to understand that a lot of these guys that are doing semen retention, they don't get women. They don't have a very good life other than on the internet. And when you can feel powerful, you're going to do whatever you can to cling on to that. And if you can get other people to agree with you and make them feel bad about doing something that they truly want, then you can control them and you can end up getting more validation for yourself. This is what I'm telling you. If you just relapsed, don't think anything bad's going to happen to you, and watch what happens. Nothing bad will happen to you. If you just nutted right before watching this video, whatever you're gonna do tonight, bro, if you feel like you want to relapse, but like, let's say you have a girlfriend and you want to have sex with your girlfriend, but you're scared that something bad's gonna happen, I promise you, think about it this way. Having power over what you do with your body is much more masculine than doing things out of fear, which is what I was talking about in the last video. If you're not having sex with the woman that you love out of fear that something bad's going to happen, or if you want to listen to your body, bro, you have intuitive leanings that naturally you gravitate towards. You want to have sex with the woman that you love, but let's say you're not doing that because if you do that, then something bad is going to happen to you. That is a belief that you need to question. That is fear. That's what fear mongering is. That's what religion does. Because if you don't follow that, now you're free. And now you get to decide what reality is going to reflect back to you. You could say, okay, maybe, but something bad is going to happen. Yeah, in that moment, the fear feels really strong. But watch what happens when you actually do it. When you end up having sex with that girl and you see that nothing bad happened to you because you understood, hey, I'm still a man. Bro, first of all, this is a very specific conversation to a very specific person. If you have a girlfriend or if you have a wife, because some of you have a wife and you still don't know if you should relapse or not. If you find that SR is benefiting you, because I will make another video on how powerful SR actually is and the positives of it, which I know you guys want to see. And I would like to talk about that as well, but we need to get some things out of the way first. There has to be no more fear mongering, bro. Because what I hate to see is these kids, these young, impressionable kids who get into SR, they end up relapsing after like 30 days and they think something bad's gonna happen. And so it does, bro. They're manifesting it. You guys are helping them manifest shit, bro. Like, manifest really bad things to happen to them. Like, I have relapsed so many times on my journey. I swear, before I knew about, the whole theory, nothing bad happened to me, bro. Nothing. Like, absolutely nothing, bro. Like, it's just a placebo. But the placebo will have real effects if you believe in it that much. So I don't agree with the fear mongering. And think about it this way, bro. There's a society aspect to this. There's a very community aspect to this. And there's the religious and also just logical aspect to this. If you were supposed to retain your seed as a man, if you were supposed to retain your seed, it would not be out in the open accessible. You wouldn't, if you were supposed to retain those minerals and all this stuff, bro, you wouldn't be able to release it. The brain cells that are in your brain, the blood that is pumping through your heart, these things are naturally being retained by you because you need to. You nutting is not going to fucking kill you. It's not going to manifest anything bad. So don't use it as a scare tactic to scare people. That's what I don't like. Everything we do, ideally, should be out of love. But what most humans do is things they want love. It's like a cry for help, basically. You either do things out of love or you do things in order to get love. Then you have to ask yourself, why am I doing semen retention? Am I doing semen retention out of love for this practice? Or am I doing semen retention because I'm scared? I'm scared of what may happen to me if I nut or if I have sex with my girlfriend. You can't go anywhere truthfully in reality until you understand that you're the creator of it. Until you understand that, you will forever be swimming with the NPCs and the bullshit ocean because it's just a bunch of beliefs. There is no such thing as objectivity. There is no such thing as one stagnant reality. Everything exists as one consciousness that we are, who has split itself into multiple versions of oneself, which is why this universe is called the universe, because it is multiple versions of you that are being reflected back to you. The more that you tap into a certain belief, you are asking for that to be reflected back to you. That's why I believe that doing semen retention is the last step for you to become an actual, very, very leveraged God. Doing semen retention is the last step to become God in this reality. And this is why. Because you are unconsciously manifesting. Doing semen retention is a great discipline, especially for people who are addicted to the hub. I think it's absolutely amazing, and I really enjoy the time that I get from retaining, and just the general aspect of I'm doing something that a lot of people can't do, which provides this new identity for you to align with of well, I don't fuck dots, I don't have time for the hub, so you're just naturally more productive because you have more time, right? When you're doing those things, you don't have time. That's a great part of SR. It's very realistic. But for you to say that SR has some spiritual benefits or the glow or all this shit, bro, I promise you, if I look back on my previous relapses, it's so funny for people to look at my face after I relapsed, on my old streaks, and they're like, bro, you look so depleted. And I'm looking at myself, I look the fucking same. I look the same, I sound the same, I act the same. It's the same shit, bro. And that's why I don't want you guys to worry. That's what I'm saying, is don't worry if you make a mistake on this journey. Now, if you want to do semen retention, I would say, good for you, do it. But do it consciously. So the reason that you are going to become a god and a very powerful one as you do semen retention is not because your balls are full. Your cum is doing nothing. If you actually knew how many minerals, like I said previously, how many minerals and vitamins or whatever is being expelled outside of you, if you knew how much of that was actually important, you would be busting nuts every day, because it's not gonna do anything for you, bro. It's your thought. See, what happens is these people, they have already fucked up lives. They're not healthy. They haven't been healthy. And then they blame their habits, the result, really, which is the physical form, the action. They blame that their life is shit because they have a hub addiction. They blame that their life is shit because they keep fucking thoughts and they keep nutting all the time. So they think, okay, if I fix that, then my life will get better. And their life gets better because of the placebo effect and them stopping a bad habit, which would naturally happen with any bad habit that you have, and then you stop. You get what I'm saying? That these guys, a lot of the time who do SR, they have shitty lives. and they watch the hub and their fucking thoughts. So when they stop doing those things, their life gets better. And they blame their health problems or any manifestations on the fact that they watch the hub. But what's actually happening is the hub and the thoughts are not what's ruining your life. Although if you have an addiction, that can ruin your life. What's actually happening is you don't have control over your mind, so you're just manifesting a bunch of bullshit. And then because your mind is so chaotic that you have built an addiction towards these things, which is the hub or women. But those are not the causes of those are not the causes of your life being shitty. Those are the effects of your life being shitty. It's not the reason your life is shitty. Your life is shitty and then you went to those things. You were already unhealthy and then you went to those things. Because if you were already healthy, you just wouldn't go on the hub. If you were already healthy, you wouldn't dive in some dirty pussy. Do you understand? These guys were already unhealthy. They already had a shitty life. So them stopping the so-called bad habit improved their life a little bit, but it's not because they actually needed to hold in their seed. And then you create the belief of this is going to make me look younger, this is going to heal my tendons. So what happens? Of course it's going to happen because now you're no longer in the vibration of fear, guilt, and anything like that, but you don't have to retain in order to vibrate higher. You just have to stop feeling guilty about it. So somebody who may come all the time, but they don't feel guilty about it, they're healthy, they're happy, they're rich, they're whatever, they're living life. But somebody else who's so concerned with the fact that they need to hold in their seed in order to be healthy, then what happens is they sacrifice, since it's a double-edged sword, because yeah, you're getting the benefit of retaining and being healthy, but you believe that you have to retain in order to be healthy. So what happens when you have a wet dream? Now you're scared. So what happens when you fuck your wife? Now you're scared. You think you're going to be unhealthy? Well, that's what's going to happen because you're manifesting it. So the cause of your shitty life has nothing to do with the hub or you releasing your seed. No, those things are just consequences of you already having a shitty life. Those things manifested because of your shitty beliefs. So you tried to fix it with using an external thing, which is the same thing that you were doing before. I'm going to use the hub or some girl to heal me or make me feel better in this moment. You're doing the same thing with retention. I'm going to do retention and it's going to make me feel better in this moment and in general. There's no such thing as time. You're always in the now moment. So if you're retaining in the now moment, you're retaining. And tomorrow and a week from now, you're going to be in the now moment. And if you're retaining, you're retaining. But based on your beliefs is going to create the outcome of what that does for you. There is no past. Even though I say I'm on 240 days of retention, I'm not living in yesterday. I'm not living in the 240 days. There's no such thing as a buildup of energy because in every moment, it's just now. So then when you tell yourself, oh, I retained for 240 days, so I must be really fucking smart and everything is going great for me. Well, that's what you believe. So then it has to create that. You've set the blueprint up for that materialization to happen. Now that's the reality you're in. And then if you relapse, now you're telling yourself, oh, bad things are going to happen to me. But after you relapse, now you're retaining. It's just it's the now moment. The only way that you can say you're not retaining is if in the now moment you're nutting right now, which I really hope you're not. But you understand what I'm saying? Right after you nut, then you're in the now moment and it's just, you're retaining. Because you're in the now at all times. There is no such thing as time. Time is a matrix concept. Everything is happening now. So if you're retaining right now, and then you wake up tomorrow and you're like, well, I'm still retaining. Well, there was no yesterday. You're living in the now, so you're retaining now. But how that affects you is what you tell yourself and how it's going to play out. If you say, well, retention doesn't matter, then it's not going to matter. But if you tell yourself it's going to give you $1 million and woman attraction and all this stuff, then it will happen. But the downside to that is you have to do retention in order to experience those benefits. And then when you're not retaining, you experience negative benefits. That's religion. That's heaven and hell. That's righteousness and the 10 Commandments and all that bullshit. But if you want to be the most powerful, because you're God, bro. You are literally God. You create your own reality with your thoughts. So as a God, do you think that you would really come into this game of life? Because it's a video game. So you would come into this game and you say, okay, this is the game of retention, and I have to hold my seed in or else bad things happen to me. You're a God. A God would do whatever the fuck he wants. That's what a God would do. A God is not going to sit there and be like, well, I have to retain because if I don't, I'm going to fucking lose bone marrow and blood and my brain cells. That's what you're creating. If you want to be a retarded God, then create that. But if you want to be a powerful God, you would say there is literally nothing that can stop my inevitable success in all areas of life at all times. I don't care if I just nutted 10 times. I'm God. Why the fuck would that matter? Even your physical body is not real. Your physical body is something that you are constantly dreaming of. Your soul is not tucked away in your body somewhere that you lose every time you nut. Your body is inside of your soul. Your soul is your life. Your soul is literally encapsulating your body. Your body's within the soul, not the other way around. So in order for you to live the life of your dreams, you have to get in touch with your limiting beliefs around reality. And you have so many limiting beliefs around semen retention. If I do semen retention, this is what I get. It makes me more masculine, blah, blah, blah. But if I'm a depleted fuck, this is what I get. And it's going to be bad for me. And bad things will happen after I relapse because God doesn't want me to waste my seed. You're making it up. It's a story. It's a program. It's not real. It didn't come from you. I know that only a select few of you are going to understand this, and I'm really happy that I get to talk to you like this because it is the evolution of our species, really, not retaining. Understanding how powerful your mind is. Think about it. You thought that if you held in your cum, that you would get more women attraction. You thought that if you held in your cum, that you would glow and that all these benefits would happen. Now, the reality of the situation is, like I told you, you created a permission slip for you to have these manifestations, but you did not need to hold your nut in order for you to manifest those things. That just goes to show you how powerful the mind is and that you are God. So you can't even say that you don't believe in manifestation because you've been doing it this whole fucking time. And now you're going to live your fucking best life. Now you're going to do whatever the fuck you want. And there's no fear mongering. And now when you look at people who are fear mongering, other SR guys, you're going to look at them like a dumb fuck because you're going to say, this guy is a fearful God. He has to make up bullshit beliefs in order to feel validated in his human self when he doesn't know the truth about reality. But now you know the truth about reality. You've been manifesting this whole fucking time, telling yourself, I'm going to receive these benefits when I do SR. People are going to be intimidated by me. That's how powerful the mind is. The mind is projecting your reality from you. You're not seeing reality. Reality's projecting from you, it's reflecting back to you what you think. So now that you've allowed yourself, you stepped into the vibration of saying, people are going to be intimidated by me. I'm powerful. I'm confident. Even bigger men are more intimidated by me. Women want me. That is not happening because your seed holds superpowers. I promise you. There is no reason for me to lie. There is no reason for me to be on 240 days and lie to you. I don't want to gatekeep semen retention or keep it to my fucking self. All I want is for you to be an equal, because I would truly love to connect with you. I don't want to move around this silly fucking world with a bunch of NPCs. I want equals to converse with. Equals. Meaning you're a God, you have woken up. I'm a God, I've woken up. And now we can create more gods. When you can create more gods and more people who are actually awake to the reality that they're a deliberate creator of their reality, the world will then heal itself. There will be no division. There will be no more hate amongst other people. Division creates hate, and hate creates fear. When you have fear in a niche, when you have fear in a religion, that's your first sign that something's wrong. That's your first sign, bro. If they're telling you and I know I've said this, guys, things are changing. If they're telling you that if you relapse, bad things are going to happen to you, really sit down with yourself and see how that feels, like, in your body. That feels wrong. That feels like fear, right? That's wrong. Because you know intuitively that that is not true. That is not a thought that you should be thinking. A thought that feels good to you is a thought that you should be thinking. But if you're thinking, well, when I nut, something bad's gonna happen to me, it feels bad inside of you. It feels bad in your body because you know that that is not a thought that you should be thinking. All emotions are signals to you of how close you are to your desired reality. When you feel good, you're really close to your desired reality. You're probably living in it. You probably are about to manifest it. If you feel bad, you're really far from your desired reality. The worse you feel, the further you are. And it is a signal. Your emotions are a signal of how close you are to your desires. That's all it is. So when you think something like, when I relapse, something bad's gonna happen to me, and you feel the fear coming up, that's a signal to you. This is wrong. What is the thought that I can actually think that will align me with the reality that I want to be in? Now that is power. Now to me, that is real masculinity, because it is not listening to other men in order for you to live a life that is something that they want you to live. It's not listening to this fucker over here because he's fear-mongering you. You have to do the same shit that he does and live a pitiful life. Doing things out of love will always be better for you instead of doing things out of fear. But most of you do it out of fear because you think, well, SR is the only way that I can get these benefits, and if I don't do SR, then I'm not going to get these benefits. Fear. You're not doing it out of love. You can tell yourself that you're doing it out of love and that you're doing it so you maintain these benefits and all this shit. But I just told you there is no benefit to doing SR. I just told you you're a god. You're manifesting everything that's happening on your SR journey. Doing SR, a lot of it comes from a lack of self-worth. You think that you have to do something. There's a lot of good to it, and I'll make another video. But you think you have to do something in order to get these things. That signals to me lack of self-worth. I don't think about any benefits when I do this shit. Think about it. You're saying, I have to do this. I have to hold my seat in, or else I'm not valuable enough to be confident, to attract women, to do all this stuff. But when you just naturally feel confident, when you naturally feel like you can attract women, you do, bro. You do. It doesn't matter if your balls are full or not. And I know there's going to be a lot of comments in this comment section of you guys disagreeing with me. Question your beliefs. What the fuck is coming out of your mouth right now? It's not true, bro. There's no such thing as objectivity. Now, this is for my awakened ones, okay? You're God, bro. I need you to stay on this path of being God and being awakened. Because if you truly try to get down to these NPCs levels, that's what they want, because they will feed off of your energy. And I'm not saying that to fearmonger you. I'm saying they don't want you to be a god, bro. That is why we have NPCs in this reality, because they are here to test your godhood. But the more godly you become, and it has nothing to do with semen retention, it has to do with how conscious are you at directing your reality. The more godly you become, the more they're going to hit back to really test your godhood, to really see, are you actually the god that you say you are? And it's a way for you to test yourself of how godly you actually are. And what I mean by that is just, you're the creator of your reality, bro. If you don't think that manifestation is real, watch this. Hold your nut in for 30 days, and you can say this on a piece of paper. Every time I retain, or when I retain, bad things happen to me. When I retain, dogs want to kill me. When I retain, I see slow ass traffic and people are mean to me. When I retain, watch. Now you used to believe when you retain, all these good things will happen to you, right? People stare at you, people love it, people love you, right? You just said the complete opposite. Now watch what's gonna manifest. Or you're like, oh, well, I don't want bad shit to manifest. I'm just showing you that it doesn't even fucking matter if you retain or not. You could do the same thing with every time I nut, good things happen to me, woman attraction happens, all this bullshit. And then you read that every single day until you start to believe it. And now, guess what? You go relapse, nothing bad happens to you. Actually, people treat you really well. Actually, good luck comes to you. And women still want you. And money still comes to you, and you're healthy. because reality is a mirror. It's just a mirror. It's not real.